Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I am your instructor for Women in Addiction for summer 2014, and I just wanted to make this little video to introduce myself to you and welcome you to the class, and also mention a couple of things that I would like you to be aware of as we start the class together. So the first is just again, my name is Sarah Carnahan. You are welcome to call me Sarah in emails or if we make phone calls, anything like that. If you would like something a little more formal, you may call me Ms. Carnahan or Instructor Carnahan, but I am perfectly fine with you referring to me as Sarah. So one thing about this class is that I am teaching it from a distance. I am actually living and working in Maine right now, so we won't be able to do any face-to-face meetings. I know that because it's an online course, probably a lot of you are taking it from a distance as well. So we will talk about, and I will talk in this video about the different ways that you can contact me if you need to. So just to tell you a little bit about myself so that you know who's teaching this course and why I specifically am teaching this course. I am currently a PhD candidate in Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies at Ohio State. I also have my Master's in Women's Studies and my Master's in Clinical Social Work from Ohio State. So I have been teaching at OSU pretty much the whole time I've been in graduate school. So I am currently, this is the start of my 7th year of teaching. The reason that I teach this course is because not only do I have the knowledge of women's gender and sexuality studies, but I do have clinical knowledge as a clinical social worker. So just what that means is that I have both the theoretical knowledge, but I also have worked very closely with people dealing with all kinds of mental illnesses, including addiction. My first clinical internship for my MSW was at Mary Haven. For those of you who are not familiar with it, Mary Haven is a residential, well, all levels of care, but including residential addiction treatment facility on the east side of Columbus. I specifically worked with clients who were struggling not only with long-term addiction, but also long-term homelessness. My second clinical internship for my MSW was working at Counseling and Consultation Service, which is the Ohio State Counseling Center. There I did individual therapy and I did group therapy. So one thing that I just want to reassure you all about is that if you have gone to CCS for services, or if you would like to go or intend to go to CCS for services, I will never know that unless you tell me. Of course, if you want to share with me that you went there or are going there, that is up to you, and that is more than fine. But even though I still have friends and colleagues who work at CCS, I will never know if you have received services there because all of that information is kept confidential. So I just want to reassure you about that. So Women in Addiction is actually my favorite course to teach of all of the courses that I have taught because it combines both the theoretical knowledge and the clinical knowledge. It's an area that I'm passionate about, that I have experience in, and I also find that students really grow through the course, so I hope that will be the case for you. This is only my second time teaching it online. I've taught the course about 5 times or so, but this is only my second time teaching it online. So I'm still kind of figuring out what works best for students in terms of getting all of the information in a deep way and getting the opportunity to think and dialogue critically about it in the online format. So please bear with me, and if you have feedback to give me about what is or is not working, I am always open to hearing that. One thing that I want to assure you about is that even though I am teaching at a distance, I just want you to know that I am here for you as an instructor. I will be providing all of my contact information on my syllabus. I am open to Skyping, I am open to phone calls, I am open to chatting through Gmail, anything like that, whatever makes it work for you if you need to get in touch with me. I am absolutely committed to creating a relationship with you, and also you students creating relationships with each other, even though we may be doing this at a distance. Also, if you have any accommodations through the Office of Disability Studies that you think might come into play with this class, I would really encourage you to let me know sooner rather than later. Even if you're not sure if it is going to or is not going to be necessary in this course, it might be best to let me know. Just that way we can stay on top of it together and make sure that you don't get into a situation down the road where you're feeling really overwhelmed and need to catch up. We can stay on top of things and work together to solve any problems that come up or make sure you get any accommodations that you need. I also want you to know that I'm here for support if there is material in the class that you're struggling with or that maybe brings some stuff up for you. Because of the nature of the subject, there can be material that can bring up memories for people or that can really touch upon subjects that maybe they've struggled with or maybe their family members have struggled with. And if you just need someone to offer some support around that, I'm here for that. Obviously, because you're my students, I can't do therapy with you, but I can definitely offer support, and if you need more than I can give, I have lots of resources in the Columbus area to help you get the support you need to work things through if anything comes up. So you are welcome to contact me in that case as well. Now, the last thing that I just want to touch base on is if you are not familiar with Carmen, please take some time to really familiarize yourself with it. Because this is an online class, pretty much everything we do will be on Carmen. All of your readings are posted there, all of your discussion posts are posted there, all of your assignments will be posted there, and that's where you will turn them in. So if you are not familiar with Carmen, really take some time to get familiar with it. You will save yourself a headache when you're trying to figure stuff out down the road. Also, with Carmen, when you go to the front page of our course Carmen page, you will see that there is a news feed. Please make sure that you are checking that news feed very regularly. That is where I will post any announcements about the course, if anything changes with an assignment, like if, turn-in date gets changed, or if I've gotten some feedback that I need to rework an assignment, or if course readings get changed. Not that I anticipate a whole lot of that, but that is where that will be posted, and you are responsible for checking the news feed. If something has been posted in the news feed and you haven't gotten the change, that is your responsibility. That is also where I will post updates. For example, when I'm done grading an assignment, I will post on the Carmen newsfeed so that you know to go check your feedback for it. So please make sure that you are checking the Carmen newsfeed at least twice a week. Also, something that I started doing in this course last semester online is that under the discussion boards, there will be FAQs, so frequently asked question sections, for all of the assignments. So if you have a general question about an assignment, I would ask that you post it on the discussion board. I will be checking that regularly, and that way all of your peers can see the question too, because inevitably with every assignment, at least a few people will have the same questions. And so instead of emailing each person individually, if you post on that discussion board, everyone can see and everyone can benefit from the question that you asked to clarify an assignment. Of course, if a question is personal or very specific to the way you want to do the assignment, email is better, or phone or Skype, anything like that. But general questions about an assignment, about points, about requirements, please post those in the correct FAQs on the discussion board. And then the last thing that I want to mention is that like I said, I am in Maine, and I am in rural Maine, and rural Maine is very, very rural. So that means that if we have a bad summer storm, our power may go out, and it means that depending on where I am on any given day and where I'm working from, I may or may not always have instantaneous internet access. So if you try to get a hold of me and there is a few hours delay, or even maybe I don't get back to you the next day, then just please be patient with me. If it goes longer than that, I would really encourage you to re-email me if you have emailed me. I get a lot of emails from listservs, from students, from my departments every single day, so sometimes things do get lost in the shuffle. But I would ask, just because of the nature of internet connection, that you give me a day to get back to you. If it is more urgent than that, you will have my phone number from the syllabus and you can utilize that. So I really look forward to getting to know all of you through this course and through your writings, and I hope that you are excited about the course as well. I'm sure that I will be talking to you digitally or virtually sometime soon. Bye.